Surveillance cameras caught 3 people leaving without paying a $200 bill for a shrimp and lobster dinner, according to the owners.
Or the countless of fights, whether it's on a street corner or inside a McDonald's. The majority of these clips tend to feature people who, look like...
Hold on, man, you're grown. Just going back to that thing, actually. You're a grown-ass man and you're running away from the bill, bro. You just lost all already, man. You've actually lost. You're a grown-ass man and you're taking 2 girls on a dinner date and you can't even pay the bill. I'm obviously you have to pay for both of them, but at least pay your part. And you're a grown-ass man and you're running away, bro.
Your dinner.
YouTube, welcome back to another Romz video, and today we're going to do the reaction video reacted to, man. As you guys can see in the title, we're going to react to BLACKYSPEAKZ again. Second time we reacted to him, Black Fatigue, Why We're Tired of the Ghetto Culture. And this is going to be, I can't lie, this is going to be a very sensitive reaction, I can't even lie. Some people as well, they might not take this lightly. Some people might just see like, I'm not bothered, shit like that as well, especially the black community, stuff like that. So I just saw this and I recommended, you know what, I'm going to react to this. I don't know what he's going to be talking about, so I was interested to see. As I said, these are all raw reactions. I don't watch these videos before. It's all raw reaction. You guys will know and all that type of stuff as well. So before we get to the video, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Do like good stuff as well. As I said, any other videos you want me to do, drop me down in the comments below or DM me personally. You guys can see the socials in the screen. And I will leave obviously the original link in the description as well. So you guys want to watch without my commentary, you can do as well. But in the meantime, I do want to react to this. Very interested to see. Oh, I'm always an open-minded type of person as well. So I do want to see what he's hearing as well. But yeah, let's get straight into it.
It's getting spooky. I just came across something called Black Fatigue, and basically it's white Americans are sick of our shit.
I got news for you. Black Americans are sick of your shit. Black people are sick of black people's shit.
Basically, society is saying that they're tired of how black people are blaming things that have happened to us historically in the past, and they are also now adding different things that they have seen in society to that behavior as well, like loud mouthing or maybe, using certain words or certain behaviors in public.
Black fatigue seems to be growing, especially within the black community. There's a growing frustration within certain behaviors and more people are starting to speak up about it.
White people, black people, Hispanic people are saying we have black fatigue because of the behavior of some black people.
It's not racist to call black people out for their behavior and what they're doing to society at this moment. I'm glad people are noticing this because it's been so many years and it's finally catching up to y'all.
Wow, I mean, what do you guys think of that one so far? Only 1 minute, 10 minutes into the video, and I call out some stuff that you guys might be like, yeah, she's spot on, or you guys might disagree, shit like that. For me, personally, I can't even lie because it's fair, because with this black fatigue moment as well, as I said, this is something that's been happening recently as well. Like, this is not something that was, this term wasn't even a thing like 3 or 4 years ago. This is only recently and all that type of stuff as well. And for me, I don't look at behavior as race. Like, this is the thing a lot of people might just get misconstrued and stuff like that. Is that I want to look at someone's behavior. I don't look at their race and shit like that. Some people might look at his race and shit like that and be like, yeah. You guys see as well, like, comments and stuff like that, where maybe, say, for example, like, God forbid something, you guys see anyway, like, say an Asian male has raped a kid or something like that, and then there's people with like usual suspects, deport him and stuff like that. For me, the race doesn't, I don't look at the race as the first thing, because some people just look at, what race is he or something like that, so they can suit a gender, stuff like that in their day. For me, it doesn't matter if they're black, it doesn't matter if they're Asian, it doesn't matter what it is. If someone's behaviors is for me, I just don't like it. I'll call them out no matter what race and stuff like that is. For me, I will agree there is some black people as well that act, but that just piss me off and shit like that. I'll be honest, the way they act, sometimes the way they talk, like I don't mind like the way they talk and stuff like that, but they get to a point where you can't understand them. Like, type shit, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they're speaking gibberish and shit like that in their day, and they're just kind of mocking other people for no reason, and they're being racist themselves as well, because I do believe black people can be racist as well. I don't want to hear this shit as well. But everyone's racist. I truly believe everyone is racist, in my opinion. That's just how it is. Everyone's racist. Just that some people are more honest than others, in my opinion. You guys might not like how I'm saying it, but I'm just calling that shit out regardless of how it is in the day. So, as I said, but like, I just don't like the hypocrisy. That's the thing I just don't like about it, because they're not all, but there's some black people are saying that they don't like it when, other people call them out, but then they look at the racists and that saying that, oh, well, a white person's calling me out for this one, so that's deemed as racist. Not necessarily, because you might be actually acting with bad behavior, but then the first thing you might be feeling is that it's race. But in reality, it's not race. It's just that you've been acting bad and stuff like that. And it goes both ways. It's not even just black people. I'm talking white people, Hispanic people, Asian people, etc. All these type of stuff as well. So yeah, that's my surface level opinion on that type of stuff as well.
So is there some truth to it, or is it just another form of racism? And how come so many black people are starting to speak up about this now? Either way, we got a lot to talk about today. Now, black fatigue is a growing term in the social media world, a phrase that's meant to explain a rising frustration, dissatisfaction, and even resentment towards a small portion of the black community and some of the dysfunctional behaviors that are increasingly being called out. But here's the thing, this isn't a new term. The phrase black fatigue was originally coined in 2020 by Mary Frances Winters, a black author from New York. She was inspired to explore the concept after hearing the same phrase come up again and again from black millennials. "I'm tired," they kept on saying. The exhaustion wasn't just physical, it ran deep, tied to emotion, history, and identity. In her book, Black Fatigue, How Racism Erodes the Mind, Body, and Spirit, she explains that the original meaning of the term was about the centuries-long toll of the systematic racism passed down through generations. Now, that was the original definition, but now the term has taken on a completely new meaning.
Now to black fatigue, it has recently been turned into a feeling that some white and black people have who say they are damn tired of foolishness of some black people.
It is a completely behavior-based issue. And when white...
But the thing is, I have a problem is that, but what's this got to do with race? That's the thing I just do not understand. Like, if someone's misbehaving, why is it the first thing is, oh, white fatigue, black fatigue? I mean, white fatigue, they know I'm talking about black fatigue and stuff like that as well. Why is it? Because some black people might might misbehave. Doesn't mean all black people are like that. You know what I'm saying? And why is the first thing you look at is race? That's the thing I just do not get. You just look at personality, you have to look at environment. I think looking at race is the first thing as behaviour. I think it's surface level thinking, in my opinion. I just don't see a reason why you look at race as the first thing. For me, if someone's misbehaving, I don't look at race. I look at themselves. I look at them like, why are you acting like this? You know what I'm saying? I probably look at they probably brought up in a fucked up environment, or they just have a fucking father figure or someone to tell them like, yo, shut the fuck up and stop doing this, or have boundaries for themselves. I want to look at them as like, yeah, well, this is black guys doing this, and yeah, I hate niggas and this type of stuff, bro. Like, yo, that's just surface level thing. It's like some women saying I hate men, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, any day, that's not all men. It's only some men you hate.
Black people, Hispanic people are saying we have black fatigue because of the behavior of some black people. We've all seen it. We all know what it is. It's everywhere.
There are thousands of TikToks on it, posts all over X, YouTube videos, and even some mainstream outlets starting to cover it. I only started hearing about this term very recently, and at first I assumed it was mostly coming from people outside the black community, but to my surprise, a large portion of the conversation...
And you know it's bad as well, to be fair, it's even other black people are calling this out. As I said, BLACKYSPEAKZ face backs, because at the end of the day, it's mostly actually, it's not even white people, Asian people saying the same black fatigue, it's actually our own. You know what I'm saying? It's actually us that are saying black fatigue as well. Even that's the mad thing, bro. So you can't say there's racism and stuff like that. I mean, black people can we be racist to each other? Of course we can. You know what I'm saying? So would that deemed as us being racist to each other, just hating our own, or is it calling out the behavior of some black people? You know what I'm saying?
Is actually being led by black people, and that's when I knew that I had to do my own research by looking into this and sharing my take on it with you. Many of the most viral TikToks on this topics are coming from within the community itself.
Black fatigue is real. Everybody is tired of black people, but it's two specific types of black people that everyone is tired of. Number one, everybody is tired of loud, ghetto, and ratchet, and violent, and mean, and angry all the time. Everybody is tired of them. Nobody wants to deal with them. Even other black people do not want to deal with these people. You know when you see them in public, you know when they're gonna give you attitude at the CVS. Everybody knows it and they want to avoid it.
So how did we even get here? The answer to this can go in a few different directions. But let's talk about the most impactful factor of this, being the media. We're talking viral body cam footage of police encounters involving black people, to dine and dash stories that reinforce negative stereotypes.
Surveillance cameras caught 3 people leaving without paying a $200 bill for a shrimp and lobster dinner, according to the owners.
Or the countless of fights, whether it's on a street corner or inside a McDonald's. The majority of these clips tend to feature people who, look like...
Hold on, man, you're grown. Just going back to that thing, actually. You're a grown-ass man and you're running away from the bill, bro. You just lost all already, man. You've actually lost. You're a grown ass man and you're taking 2 girls on a dinner date and you can't even pay the bill. I'm obviously you have to pay for both of them, but at least pay your part. And you're grown ass man and you're running away, bro.
After dinner, according to the owners.
Or the countless of fights, whether it's on a street corner or inside a McDonald's. The majority of these clips tend to feature people who, look like me, and they also seem to go viral, often shaping how outsiders view blackness as a whole. This type of content has definitely influenced how a lot of people, white, Hispanic, or even black folks, view the culture. Unfortunately, over time, it's helped reinforce harmful narratives, and in many cases has been used to normalize different forms of racism. And let's be clear, we all understand that none of the reactions rooted in these stereotypes are justified, because it's not fair or accurate to take the behavior of a few and apply it to an entire group. However, when certain behaviors are caught on camera and go viral over and over and over again, they unfortunately start to paint an image of the entire community based on a handful of viral clips. Not because they reflect us, because obviously, I'm not on that. If you're black, you're probably not on this. At the end of the day, though, all the viral content is based on real situations that happened in the real world. Now let's take a closer look at some of the real world examples that have been fueling these conversations, starting with the Dine and Dash incidents. Now during the pandemic, or should I say the bandemic, in 2020 when the stimmy checks, the ban started hitting people's accounts and everybody started acting like Black Youngster when he first signed his record.
Oh yeah, bro. Yeah, if you guys know when COVID hit and shit like that, man, in the day, like, Yo, everyone, bro, especially in America, bro, like, everyone was looting, bro. Like, remember, that's when the riots came out, the LA riots were going again. George Floyd scandal was happening, LGBTQ stuff was on the rise and shit like that, bro. Everyone was rioting and shit like that. Everyone was stealing. Bro, it was madness, man. I think COVID was like one of the reality checks of like, the purge is fucking happening. You know what I'm saying, man? That was probably the closest to the purge. Remember that shit like yesterday? Can't believe it's been 5 years basically since the lockdown happened and stuff like that. Anyway, but yeah, it's true. I can't lie.
Yes.
And that's another thing as well. This is why I don't take niggas that take seriously. And I can't. And if I have to make a race thing, unfortunately, it's mostly black guys that do this shit. You know what I'm saying? But we flex money and stuff like that in the day, bro. Like, you're broke. You know what I'm saying? You're a broke ass guy. Like, I just don't take anyone seriously that flashes money. If you're a grown ass man, you're watching my channel and you're flashing money at your big age, not like that guy that ran away from the bill. You're flexing money, bro. Like, have some shame, bro. Like, actually have some shame. Are you not shameful?
The pandemic. Your money. We started seeing more of these so-called dine and dash videos pop up.
We've all heard of dining and dashing. That's when a customer comes into a restaurant, grabs a bite to eat, and then skips out on the bill, leaving the restaurant without paying.
For all my international viewers, dine and dash is when people go to a restaurant, stuff their greedy bellies with food, drinks, and all that you can possibly eat, and then they leave and they don't pay a single dime.
Funny thing as well, they be stuffing themselves as well. That's the funny thing, thinking they're not going to pay, bro. You do realize, man, like, you're gonna get caught, bro.
This phenomenon or crime has always existed, but it became increasingly common in America after the pandemic.
They watched as the party of 7 sat at their table, their food already packaged in to-go boxes. Then they began to get up and eventually run out the restaurant's door, leaving their $200 bill unpaid.
So these clips of large groups walking out without paying began to go viral after 2020. And as it relates to the topic at hand, unfortunately, the majority of the people in those videos were black, and that obviously makes us look very bad. Now, is it all black folks? Of course not, because we're not a monolith. The behavior of one individual doesn't mean the next person is going to show up in the same way. So applying that assumption broadly would be inaccurate. I mean, if you're black, if you're watching this, I'm sure we're probably going to relate, but I would personally never go to a restaurant if I knew that my account was empty. I mean, at that point, we're having sleep for dinner because we're grown, okay? However, with that being said, one thing I've consistently heard from a lot of my friends in the service industry, I'm talking waiters and waitresses and even restaurant managers, is that black customers are the hardest to serve. Now, this has not only been said by all races of people, but I'm saying like other black folks in the service industry are saying this, okay? Whether it's not tipping, sending food back too often, or asking for refunds after they've ate, it's often said that those things are more common among black customers. So that's the perception a lot of people in the service industry have of us, which is very unfortunate and it's very sad. I mean, it's not a comfortable thing to acknowledge or even talk about. I hate the fact that some people might expect a certain type of behavior of people who look like me as soon as, let's say, we might step into a spot, right? And although, you know,
but what we'll say, man, we do have to look at ourselves, man. And I have to be honest, like, you have to look at yourselves, bro. Like, you can't get away with these type of shit, bro. Like, the behavior that's been happening, it doesn't matter about the race. This is the thing for me. It doesn't matter about the race, but the behavior that's been going on, obviously, we've watched 7 minutes of this video already. You know what I'm saying? Paying without running out with the bill, and that freaking fast guy literally dropping someone's food for no reason, obviously looking at that from a context point of view. Like, you're not going to get away with this shit as well, and unfortunately as well, especially if you're black as well, people are going to use that agenda to their advantage, you know what I'm saying? Even if it might not be a race thing or anything like that, people are going to use that advantage, people's advantage, but oh, look at these, you know, this is why we hate blacks, oh, this is why all black people like this. But in reality, this is not all black people, bro. This is like a minority of black people, you know what I'm saying? Like, most people will not do that. Most black people won't do that shit, bro. I know that for a fact. Most people won't do that shit. But unfortunately, there's not even just black people. There's always dickheads in any race. White, Asians, you know what I'm saying? Blacks, all these type of stuff, bro. There's always dickheads in any race, bro. So I want to hear this thing that, oh, it's just only black people do this shit, bro. Any race does this. But unfortunately, I think, in my opinion, when a black person does it, it probably gets a little bit more media coverage than if a white person does it or an Asian person does it, unfortunately. You know what I'm saying? So puts us in a bad rep. Just to suit the agenda. That's just what it is. But I ain't going to be crying about it because you can prevent it, you know, at the end of the day. Like, if you just don't do dumb shit, you know what I'm saying? Just don't do dumb shit. If you be a good civilian, be a good civilian and just get on with your day and start grinding and working hard and achieving your dreams, nothing's really going to happen to you. And if something does happen to you, then I hear you can crash out. But there's people that are just thinking, yeah, they can get away with being immature, they can get away with doing shit, thinking they own the world. But in reality, bro, you know what I'm saying? You're not that person. No matter the gender, no matter the race, bro. You get the picture. So that's just what it is in a day, man. But this black fatigue thing is becoming a lot more popular nowadays, man, in a day. And it's putting us a bad rep, I can't lie. It is.
Obviously apply to all black people like me or you. I can't, if you're black, that is, or if you're white, then obviously I ain't talking about you, right? I can't ignore the experiences they've shared with me. Now let's dive into the dine and dash stuff a little more. Because speaking of a particular incident, which was one of the news stories I played you earlier, it went viral a few weeks ago. A black-owned restaurant in Chicago called Flav's served 3 people, 2 women and a man, all black, and they decided to run up a tab of over $200 of shrimp and lobster, okay, and a bunch of drinks too. And then they decided to run out the spot.
It's actually disappointing. You know, it's very disappointing to see that from the community that we actually serve, because we pour into our community. We're a small business, and I see this happening so often to a lot of different small businesses throughout the city.
Now, I'm not saying that doing this to other groups of people, regardless of race, is okay, but it's extremely sad that this was black folks doing this to other black folks. The young woman, the waitress who served the table, was a black woman who had kids at home, mind you. Her not getting a percentage of a tip literally means she's not going to be able to survive in this economy. Because in America, tipping isn't optional, it's survival. A lot of servers don't even make minimum wage. Their income depends on those tips. So when you dine and dash, you're not just finessing the system, you're hurting working class people, many of whom are black themselves, just trying to, you know, make it through this world and this economy like the rest of us. By the way, really quickly, if you're enjoying this conversation, drop a like for the algorithm and subscribe if you want to hear from me and you want to see my ugly ass face, okay?
They apologized. They sent someone up here to pay the bill, but I declined to accept it. At that point, it was just like, you know, we're gonna pursue this the right way.
And apparently they sent somebody to pay the tab on their behalf after they got exposed on social media. So you telling me that y'all didn't even have the decency to go in like grown folks and say, I apologize, I'm sorry, this economy is beating my ass. Not that it would make it okay, but you get what I'm saying? Like, you didn't even have the decency to actually go in and show your face.
Yeah, but I keep saying it. People have no shame, man. People have no shame at the end of the day, and this is the thing. People are greedy. Like, everyone's greedy. Everyone's here for themselves. Like, do you really think those people that went out, do you think they give a shit about how the waiters situation is? If they did, then this shit wouldn't be happening, bro. Everyone's here for themselves, you know what I'm saying? And this is the thing, man, you know what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with being greedy. There's nothing wrong with being selfish, but being selfish, like, you know what I'm saying, not paying for the bill, which you've done yourself. Like, the restaurant didn't hold you hostage saying you have to eat this, or they've been cranking you or anything. Like, you've ordered the sushi, you've ordered the drinks, you've ordered the seafood, whatever you've ordered and shit like that. Whatever you order is what you get, you know what I'm saying? Like, even if something's a bit more expensive, like, I don't get how you go into a restaurant. I don't get how you go into anything and then with no money. That's the most delusional thing I just do not get about some people. You go into a function, an event, no, it doesn't have to be a restaurant, and any event or anything like that, and with no money or anything like that, man. And even like, for example, even some girls, they'll be going there with no money, supposed to get drinks from guys. Listen, If it works, it works. You know what I'm saying? Like, listen, the guys are simps anyway, so they probably would. But you get the picture, bro. Even a grown ass man, bro, and they're going to a club thinking, yeah, some of their boys are gonna pay the drinks for you, bro. You're not a girl, bro. You know what I'm saying, man? Like, I could buy you one round, something like that, but that's it, bro. You know what I'm saying? Nothing crazy, man.
They sent another person to pay because they didn't have enough courage to show their faces in the establishment. What a shame. Now, another story that went viral, again, featuring black folks. Absolutely hate the fact that we're getting this type of PR, but it is what it is, right? This story involved 3 black women, once again, in
This is how it was all in Chicago, though. I don't know if any of you guys are American viewers as well. You guys let me know. I know Chicago, like, basically the most roughest state in the US, or am I wrong? I don't know, because I've heard a lot of shit about Chicago. Like, Chicago's like the hood, Chicago's like ghetto and shit like that, you know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. You know what I mean? You guys let me know in the comments about that, but I'm assuming it is, because I heard a lot of shit about Chicago, and it ain't pretty, man. You won't see me over there, man. You know what I mean? I'm good. I'm good.
Does somebody tell me what's in the water in Chicago with all these incidents happening? The audacity of this particular story is next level, because these 3 women didn't only dine and dash after a $262 bill. They were also caught in 4K, strike number 1.
The 3 women from Rochester, New York visited Soul Vibes in the Near North neighborhood to celebrate a birthday and left behind a surprise, an unpaid tab of over $200.
And they also made a reservation with their names, phone numbers, and personal info. Strike number 2.
They were spotted on surveillance.
Oh my God. You're telling me they actually did that shit, bro? That's the most dumbest shit I've just witnessed, bro. Did they actually get a reservation and everything and get the details covered and everything, and they thought they could run out and get away with it? Whoever actually organized in the group saying, yeah, let's get a reservation and we're gonna dine and dash, bro. So not only you thought, yeah, I'm gonna get a free dinner or something like that, you're dumb as well. Not only that, bro, they could find your details and you're cooked.
With their names, phone numbers, and personal info. Strike number 2.
They were spotted on surveillance, leaving one by one within 30 seconds of the server stepping away. They also forgot that they signed up on the wait list before being seated, including their name and phone number.
And strike number 3 is that they actually went on social media and they thanked a black-owned business for the free food that they stole, right? And that's how they ended up getting caught.
And to add insult to injury, they posted this onto social media, thanking the restaurant for the free food while laughing at waitstaff like Chloe Jackson.
You hear a lot of us screaming, support black businesses, and this is how we treat each other.
But that chicken looks nice, though. I can't lie. It looks a bit dry, bro, but that chicken does look nice. But you niggas really thought you're getting free food.
Chloe Jackson.
Bro, social media could be, some people just so dumb. They actually self-snitch on social media.
A lot of us screaming, support black businesses, and this is how we treat each other. It's so sad, and it's also really hard to ignore that these types of crimes are becoming more and more common in general. And the fact that it's a lot of melanated folks doing this to other people who look like them, I mean, it's a shame. What do you want me to say? I'm not celebrating that I have to make this video. Like, it's actually an uncomfortable video to make because I'm not happy to see black businesses suffering because other people who look like them are literally stealing money from them. Like, I absolutely hate that I have to talk about this, and it breaks my heart. By the way, if you've been rocking with your boy for a while and want to Blackie apparel, I below color. It's about a culture, a mindset.
Walking to school or something in the logo
that some black people are choosing to embody.
I can relate to that, bro. Not about girls, not even just black girls, just any girl, people in general, bro. Like, yo, tell me why, 8 a.m, going to school and everything. You know the worst thing is as well? Double deck, you're thinking, let me get on the double. Like, obviously, when you're in year 7, year 8, you want to go in the back seat. I mean, nowadays, in this generation, the year 7, year 8 have flipping confidence, you know what I'm saying? But back when I was in year 7, year 8, you didn't have much confidence to go in the back. You might go in the middle, you might be thinking, it's just enough to get in the middle or the front, but you want to go in the back. Bro, tell me why the back, bro. It's just people, speakers at 8 a.m, people just screaming, people just being loud. I'm like, bro, like, you know what I'm saying? And the worst thing is as well, like, especially if you don't forget your earphones as well, you have to listen to that shit, bro. And they start fucking doing DDT and stuff like that, man. The bus driver gets annoyed and shit like that, start banging the thing. I'm like, bro. Yo, I remember one time as well when I was in school, I'll tell you this. Well, one time in school, we were going back from, because we had a school bus, right? So we're going back from school, right? Finish school, we're going back here. This one girl, tell me, right, literally had a flipping, what was it, Fanta ball or something like that, or some Coke ball, basically. And she literally went out the window, leaned on the window, and she poured it on someone, bro. I swear down that shit happened, bro. Yo, I'm like, bro. Bro, it's absolutely crazy. It's absolutely mad, man. I saw that, bro, like, yo. You know what I'm saying, man? God is watching, man. You know what I'm saying? God is watching.
It's a topic that we recently spoke about, which is definitely a great video that I would recommend that you check out. The YN mindset is a term that's, of course, coined by
we already reacted to this one, actually.
At this in the not like spaces. Now, this culture that I'm talking about is separate from blackness itself. I mean, we're talking about a fatigue with what often is called ghetto culture. And ghetto culture is not black culture, nor is it foundational black American culture. When I say the word culture, by the way, I mean it in the actual definition. And the definition is the shared attitudes, behaviors, and values of a specific group of people. This isn't about race. It's a mindset that anyone can adopt.
That's what I'm saying. Thank you very much. This is my point. Because this is the thing. Anyone can act ghetto no matter the race. I don't look at race as the first thing. It's the first thing. If you're acting like an immature person, you know what I'm saying, there's gonna be problems, bro. You know what I'm saying? No matter who you are, like, you can be black, white, whatever, blue, yellow, I don't fucking know, bro. You know what I'm saying? You get the picture. Like, this thing is where it's like, oh, there's only black people that do this. It's absolutely false, and it's just putting a bad rep on us. Well, why stop playing?
Regardless of racial background. With that being said, I've seen this kind of behavior from white folks, Hispanic folks, and black folks, of course. So it's not about skin color, it's about class, environment, and ultimately how someone chooses to carry themselves. Because the way you choose to walk through this life, your demeanor, your energy, that's not only something you can control, but it is a conscious decision. We all have a choice in how we show up. So when I mention ghetto culture, I'm not talking about blackness. I'm talking about a specific pattern of behavior, which is undoubtedly dysfunctional and not a productive way of showing up in society. And a lot of it is often born from struggle, limited resources, and sometimes a rejection of accountability. And the accountability aspect is important because when black people are constantly boxed into a certain identity by the world, but especially by each other, it creates a mental and cultural trap, which is ironic because, you know, that kind of makes me think about trap music and the fact that trap music is a thing. Because when you really think about the name, it sounds like the soundtrack for a lifestyle designed to keep you stuck, trapped in survival mode, trap music, trapped in dysfunction, and ultimately trapped in the lower levels of society. And often when a black person within the community wants to grow, like they make a decision to actually grow or take a responsibility or move differently, they're met with pushback from their own people. They get told things like, you think you're better than us, or that's not how we do things.
Yeah, that's another thing as well. This is the thing that's so annoying as well, like, especially in the wrong environment. You guys might be suffering from this as well. You could be the one person, especially if you watch my content, I'm assuming that you guys have like the mindset in order to make sure that you're better, you know, you guys want to achieve your potential, etc. And not everyone's like this, and you know, it's the brutal reality you have to go through. Like, not everyone's going to have the same mentality as you. So as soon as you step out of that circle where you're kind of like, yo, listen, I'm not trying to be a thug anymore. I'm not trying to be, you know, just a lazy bum. I'm actually trying to elevate myself. People could use those type of terms like BLACKYSPEAKZ just said, like, oh, you think you're better than us. I literally had it when I started my actual self-development journey, you know what I'm saying? I don't know what, like when I was like 17, 18, basically, that's when I probably like started like taking care of myself and shit. Oh, you know, you think you're better than us. Oh, what are you doing, man? You know, you're not going to be ever successful. You're being cringe. You get those type of pictures, right? You know what I'm saying? So, as I said, like, you got to get through that environment bit because social pressure is a lot of people stuck, and I might have to make another video. Yo, you know, the thing is, every single time I talk about something, I have so many video ideas now that I want to do about the Romz talks as well, so stay tuned for that shit as well. You know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna have to talk about that, like, your environment's probably holding you back. It probably is.
I'm sure y'all can relate to exactly what I'm talking about right now. Elevating beyond who you used to be becomes a problem, and sticking with what you know becomes the norm, even if it means staying stuck in pain or dysfunction down the line. And the question is, why is this accountability issue even a thing in the first place, specifically within parts of the black community in America? Understanding this is not about making excuses, by the way, because we do have to acknowledge the subconscious effect of generations of instability and what it really does to people. When you grow up in environments where poverty is the norm, where instability is constant and neglect is a part of daily life, what happens is certain mindsets start to form. You learn to cut corners because survival starts to feel more important than structure, and you begin to distrust institutions, which, to be fair, black people in America have had valid reasons to distrust for a long time. You feel like the world around you has failed you, and that leads to behaviors rooted in avoidance, rebellion, and sometimes hopelessness. During the Jim Crow era, black people were stripped of opportunity, education, protection, and dignity. Entire communities were locked out of wealth building and basic rights, and that creates a ripple effect. When generation after generation is forced to adapt just to survive, it plants the seed for behaviors rooted in survival over structure. So right now we're talking about the psychological and subconscious effect of what's happened in history. But even with all that context, okay, with all that being said, I want to make something very clear. At the end of the day, how you show up in public spaces, whether you dine and dash or not, isn't about slavery or Jim Crow. It's about personal accountability. Whether you're white, black, Latino, Asian, purple, green, I don't care, blue. The truth is, people from all backgrounds are tired of ghetto culture. And like we touched on earlier, ghetto culture and black culture are not the same thing. They've been falsely lumped together, especially by the entertainment industry, in order to sell an image, but they're not synonymous, and they are not the same thing. What's really happening is this. The bad behavior of a small group within a larger group is being tied to race, when in reality, it's about culture.
And a lot of people as well, they might be thinking, oh, Romz, well, basically, who's the most ghetto race out of all of them? It doesn't matter, because let's be honest, because the reason why people are going to say, yes, black people are the most ghetto ones out of all, is because the media portrayed to think that way. That's another thing as well that a lot of people might get misconstrued as well. Just because you guys probably see in the media that most of these black people that are more ghetto and shit like that, doesn't mean it's just black people that do this shit as well. White people are ghetto. Hispanics are, I swear, a lot of people don't talk about Hispanics, bro. Hispanics are ghetto as shit, you know. I swear down, man, some Latinos, man. I'm telling you right now, Latinos, bro, they're ghetto as shit, bro. And no one talks about that shit. The media don't talk about it. The only time they talk about it is the black people doing it. And I'm not being a victim. I'm not doing this to be a victim or anything like that. And I'm not those type of people, you know what I'm saying? But you have to look at the context of everything. Why is the media making you think it's the ghetto is just black people? But in reality, it's not just black people. White people do that shit. And also Hispanic people do that shit as well. And the most good thing as well, not the good thing, but the interesting thing about it, it's a small minority as well. A lot of people have this thing construed in their heads that, yeah, it's the majority of people like this. That's what the media portraying to think that way, but in reality, that's not true. In reality, it's a small minority of people of different type of races that are doing this, by the way, not just black people, but the media and social media just homes in most on black people. That's the reason why a lot of people might be thinking, yeah, it's just black fatigue and shit like that. That's why I truly believe in it. And I think if you guys actually take that point on board and be more open-minded, you guys will probably agree with me and shit like that. At the end of the day, as I said, I'm not trying to be a victim. I'm not trying to, defend black people, so that, because at the end of the day, there is some black people that get on and they need to take an accountability. You know what I'm saying? I'm just looking at it as a more of a deeper level thinking of why this shit's happening. Because this shit's been building up as well. A lot of people have been thinking, yeah, it's a coincidence, it's still happening. How come all of a sudden black fatigue's made in 2020? This has been a build up and build up and build up for many years. And I want to keep saying this on my channel. Nothing is a coincidence, guys. I don't believe in coincidence, in my opinion. I barely believe in coincidence. Things happen for a reason. Things always happen for a reason. If you're destined for something to happen, something's going to happen to you. If something doesn't happen, it doesn't happen to you. But really, things are just happening, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't believe in this type of coincidence any day. So it's all on purpose, guys. I truly believe in that shit. And you guys might agree, disagree, it's fine. But that's just my opinion on top of that as well, that I want to say.
And choices. And as someone who's black myself and has observed a lot of the mindsets that permeate within the black community, I think the one thing that's holding a lot of us back is the victimhood mentality. A lot of us,
I will agree with that too,
through the media, the people around us, and through politics, are taught that the world should feel sorry for us based on what's happened in history. And yes, I do believe in educating ourselves and others on what's happened in history, right? Because it's very important to know. But I don't believe in letting history hold you back from writing your current story. Because at the end of the day, if you really think about it, it doesn't make sense. But ain't no way our ancestors went through all that just for us to feel sorry for ourselves. Facts. It doesn't make any sense. I've never been a fan of any group of people looking at me and saying, poor you because of this and that. Not only do I not want your sympathy, but you can keep that because I don't need it. What I say is my battle scars don't define me. They're just a part of my story. Now let's lighten the load for a second and talk about a viral story that ties into everything we've been talking about. The Carnival cruises. I'm sure a lot of y'all have heard about this one. For my international viewers, Carnival is a popular American cruise line that operates out of Florida. It's known for being affordable and a fun time, minus the, drama, which we're going to get into in a second, right? A few weeks ago, Carnival put up a message to their guests with a list of new rules. Things like no loud music on speakers, no smoking in restricted areas, and no weed on board. Pretty basic stuff if you ask me. Now, there's a lot of backlash on social media about these new rules. Some people felt like Carnival was trying to push black folks out as customers, especially since more and more black people have been cruising in recent years. But let's be real, the backlash doesn't make no sense at all, okay? First of all, I'm generally confused as to why we'd assume those rules were automatically about us. Like if you
yeah, that's true. Actually, this is another thing as well. Like a lot of people, it's an uncomfortable truth, man. I can't lie. And we could talk uncomfortable truth, guys. And if you guys do feel uncomfortable, that's completely fine. In the day, this channel's probably not for you. But for the people that are willing to hear this in the day, why the hell do some black people just put stuff they mention race by themselves when it's got nothing to do with race? I repeat one more time, it's got nothing to do with race. So that comment that just said about, oh, why is it black people pushing? Who said it was black people? He said no loud music. He never said anything to do with black. So you're actually, you know, saying you're putting this persona out that it's going for black people, and you're having that victim mentality. This is another thing as well. Hey, and this is just not even black people, just anything general. People having victim mentalities. Oh, life's too difficult. Oh, this. Shut up with your sub story, bro. I'll be honest. Sure, no one cares about the sub story. No one cares. Everyone's struggling. Like imagine me, guy. Like imagine me, yeah, just crying on the camera and just talking about my life and stuff, how difficult it is, bro. I know life is fucking difficult in a day, but I don't go portray on social media to get sympathy from us. I don't need sympathy from any single person, and you guys as well that are watching this, you don't need sympathy from anyone. The only one person that can help yourself is yourself. If you're willing to help yourself, you can do it. But you don't need someone else's validation or sympathy in order to get that help or anything like that. And a lot of people just misconstrue their mind to be thinking everything's race, it's me versus the world and shit like that. No, it's not. It's not like that, bro. No one cares. No one cares really, bro. Everyone's got shit to do with, bro. No one cares about you like that, bro. Like, you're thinking you're the main character. You're thinking that there's all bad guys in a movie scene, and you're like fucking Spider-Man as well, trying to fucking just save the world and shit. You're not that guy, bro. You're not the main character. You're generally not the main character. So this victim mentality just needs to stop as well. And it pisses me off, bro. It pisses me off all this time, this victim mentality. Because not only that, but it diminishes your success too. Because you're going to be too busy. And it goes back to my videos I've been talking about before about complaining. About complaining, where people just use that same energy for complaining rather than bettering yourselves. Instead of fucking complaining about shit, use that energy in order to better yourself. And I promise you guys, you'll at least elevate to be better than where you are right now and stuff like that. That's how it works, shit like that. And it's not just black people, it goes for white people, Hispanic people, Asians, no matter what the race is, it goes for people in general. And just for this instance as well, we'll have to talk about black people because obviously this is about black fatigue and stuff like that. What she's doing, what the person, I don't know who's a she or he, what that person is doing, you're basically putting a persona out that is racism, but it's not true. How's that been? You know what I'm saying? That what's that got to do with black people? What is that got to do with black people? And this pisses me off, bro. Because, you know what I'm saying? Like, it makes us look bad, bro. It generally does. It makes all this thinking that, oh, all black people like this. No. Small minority don't define a majority, bro. You know what I mean?
No fighting, no weed, no indecent clothes. And your first thought is they must be talking about black people. That says more about what's been normalized in some of our spaces than it does about the company's intentions.
Facts.
Because when I read those rules, I didn't associate them with black folks at all. My first thought was, okay, looks like they're just trying to filter out the chaos. It sounded like a business setting a standard for the type of crowd they want, not a coded attack on race. So the fact that so many people, especially in black Twitter, did take offense kind of shows how deeply some of these behaviors have been tied to our image, even when they shouldn't be. And honestly, I really take offense to that, okay? Because the rules didn't mention race, they mentioned behavior. Carnival is a business, and like any business, they want to create a safe environment for everyone. I mean, there's kids on these cruises, there's families, people who are just trying to relax, okay? Calling that racism waters down what real racism actually looks like, if you ask me. The truth is, the people complaining the loudest were probably the ones who had no intention of following the rules in the first place. And honestly, you know what? I'm just getting to that point where I'm tired, because I'm just tired of a small group of loud, reckless individuals getting all this attention, and the rest of us just gotta get judged for the behavior of this very small group of black people in the black community. I'm tired of being boxed into stereotypes I don't relate to or condone. I'm tired of having to feel like I gotta prove I'm not like that just to get basic respect. I'm tired of seeing the worst examples of us go viral and then get labeled as representation. That's not black culture, that's dysfunction, packaged and sold as entertainment, and we're done letting it speak for us. Personally, I don't have black fatigue. I have people who don't know how to act in public fatigue. I have no home training fatigue. And this is not about race, right? It's about how you show up in shared spaces with other human beings. Respecting others in that way, it's not hard, but somehow people still have not learned that. The saddest part about this whole black fatigue thing is that it's only gonna get worse on both sides. On one hand, we got the youth, like the, YNs we talked about, running around playing stick-up men, acting like Tony Montana, catching felonies and bodies and pushing dysfunction like it's normal. A lot of these kids don't have father figures, no structure, no guidance. So the behavior continues and the tension keeps building. And then we have the small group of black folks who show up with no respect, no self-awareness, no discipline. They're gonna keep making it harder for the rest of us. And as that continues, unfortunately, more people outside of our community are gonna grow resentful. And the same thing is also gonna happen within the community. There's gonna be more assumptions, more stereotypes, more division. And I absolutely hate that for us. If there's one thing I really wanna say is we have to start holding each other accountable for how we show up, period. Too many of us walk through life, period, avoiding real conversations about accountability because we don't want to ruffle feathers. But that's the very thing that's keeping us stuck. And this is especially relevant in the black community. Real accountability is what's going to create a safer environment, not just for us, but for our future kids as well. Because at the end of the day, we're all a part of the same society. And if we've gotten to a point where basic respect feels optional, we've already lost. At the end of the day, I just really hope that this kind of conversation opens the door for more conversations to be had about the things that are actually going on in the world in general. What's actually happening, why it's happening, and how we move forward. This is about calling out bad behavior. It's not about tearing each other down or division. It's about accountability, growth, and wanting better for all of us. If you made it this far, drop a little like on this video because I kept it real. If you're new here, my name is BLACKYSPEAKZ. Nice to meet ya. Digital handshake. Subscribe.
Alright, and that's it for the reaction video, man. I hope you guys enjoyed that, man. A little bit of uncomfortable conversation, man. I can't lie. This is something I didn't even need to do, but I think it's something that I do need to say. As I said, I'm a real authentic, man. I'm an authentic person. You guys already know this today. And I'm not here to kind of like appease people's egos. I'm not here to, validate my opinion, stuff like that. If you guys agree, disagree, that's completely fine. Actually, if you guys disagree, I want you guys to comment. I'm not these type of people that want to cause like any fights or anything like that. We can have an open discussion about this because I'm open-minded, so I want to hear you guys' opinion. If you guys do agree, you guys can comment down below too as well. So that's it for me. As I said, I just to conclude that video, man, I just don't think anything's going to get any better anytime soon. In fact, it will get worse, in my opinion. It will get worse. We all divided already, but it's going to get more division to a point where it's just going to get... I don't think it's gonna get better. Like, I just don't think it can get better anytime soon. You know what I'm saying? I just think we're cooked. We are cooked, man. At the end of the day, especially how the youth is nowadays, like growing in this world, this industry. Totally, it's a cool world we live in. I'm kind of thankful that I wasn't grow up in this type of generation. You know what I'm saying? I'm so young. You know what I mean? But not to the point where it's like proper just digital and just toxic and shit like that. Because the world's more toxic now than what it was 10-20 years ago and shit like that anyway. So that's what I want to say, man. But hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, do that good stuff as I said. Any other videos you want me to do, drop me down in the comments below, or DM me personally. You guys can see in the socials just right here as well. You guys can follow through there and stuff like that. And yeah, that's it for me. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.